Okay, so here we go. Having insurance in place on the leased horse was great because the trainers weren't stressed over having to be responsible for the horse's medical bills, and the leasees, having just started the lease, didn't feel that pressure either, and it kept a really good relationship intact. And to make the story even better, the horse made a full recovery. The young lady started riding it. They were very, very happy with the horse. They wound up buying the horse, and then they continued to keep the horse insured even after purchasing it, with everybody realizing that having insurance in place just really provides peace of mind, and it takes care of an important financial obligation and allows people to really enjoy their horses.
That's probably better. Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank goodness.
Um,
Okay, so my third topic, it's brief also, because, I don't know, I kept hearing Markel minutes. Talking about emergencies, and feel free to, like, jump in and ask questions, too.
You know, the only thing on the lease, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Is there ever an issue with how they value the horse because it's a lease situation?
Well, the value of the horse should be determined up front, and because you're insuring it, you have to determine a value. So the insuring the horse helps establish the value, which takes care of a lot of issues down the road as well.
Did I pick it up?
I think we're gonna have to do that again.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Sorry. Just because I think that because I get that
Mhm.
question when
Very
people
good
call
question.
us, which is what I'm saying, and I go, oh, you got to go through the substantiation of value, that sort of thing. So I want to reel that in there with leasing.
One of the things about insuring a horse with a lease is you establish the value of the horse up front, because when you purchase the insurance on the horse, an agreed upon value is established. And again, by having all the items established up front, it makes for a better relationship and a better outcome in the end. Does that work?
And Markel has agreed value policy or something. You know, to about that.
I can, I mean,
No, we can probably get into that. I think Frank might do a little bit.
Yeah, I
stuff
think
on
someone
that.
has, valuation of a thoroughbred is somebody.
Yeah, but I think Frank's going to do one overall too, so
Okay.
I'm not going to worry about that too much. But I did want to get into just the
no,
valuation.
that's a
of
very
leasing
good, no, that's a
because
great point.
Some
It's,
people go,
it's
I'm
a great
leasing
point.
this horse, how am I
Yeah.
going to insure him for how much?
Right.
Okay, third topic.
Okay, so our third topic is on dealing with emergencies. And many of us go through our lives hoping we won't have to deal with an emergency, and most of us are going to have to deal with an emergency at some point. And in my own personal life, I've found that when you're dealing with the emergency, whether it's as extreme as the death of a loved one or a profound physical loss from a house being destroyed or a barn or even an auto wreck, it's both incredibly stressful and it's incredibly emotional. And in the middle of the emergency is not the time to be thinking about what do I need to be doing. Taking the time ahead of time to have key contact people identified in their phone numbers and ways of contacting them so they can step in and help you. Knowing where your insurance policies are, having those emergency numbers for your insurance, and by making those very first calls to your insurance companies, they a lot of times can help you deal with the emergency. They will give you some advice, they will give you some reminders, and they're going to help make sure that as the emergency itself subsides, that there aren't a lot of loose ends laying around and you suddenly find yourself in trouble or there was some important step that needed to be taken. So taking time ahead of time to take steps to help prevent emergencies, but also facing the fact you will likely face an emergency at some point in your life. Take the time to plan, take the time to prepare, know who those key people and key companies are that you need to contact, and you will find they have many, many resources to help you out. And Markel claims agents are terrific. In our time working with Markel as Legis and with our clients, the Markel claims people have been extraordinarily compassionate. They have been extraordinarily effective, and they have given our clients really good reminders in the moment to help them deal with the emergency, and that contributes to a really positive outcome.
Why don't we add into that maybe just a couple I mean, you're kind of saying plan ahead or whatever, but maybe just a couple key things, like have your policy number, you know what I mean, just like key things, or
Sure.
I'm trying to think, do y'all have any suggestions? I'm trying
Well,
to
having
think
your
of-
claims number in your cell
I
phone.
think your claims number and your cell
That's a great
phone,
idea.
or your, you know,
Well, and you don't even necessarily automatically have to have your policy number, but have that phone number. And if you don't have your policy ID, know what the name is under your policy, so that you're not calling and saying, "Hi, it's Linda Lee," and they're like,
but it's more also about evacuate, you know, if you have horses, an evacuation plan, or can the fire department get down your driveway? You know, that's kind of like a little bit, don't get too heavy on it, because you can
Mhm.
talk about it for hours, really, but, you know, maybe just a couple key examples of preparedness, I think would be cool.
"Great." You guys ready?
Mhm.
One of the things to help you plan for an emergency is many of us are fortunate enough to have these so-called smartphones, and put all of your insurance claims phone numbers right in your phone. You can store either a policy number or a policy name, so that when you need to call the insurance company in the heat of the moment, they can quickly and easily help find your policy. Some other things that you can do to help yourself out is make sure that there's access for emergency personnel to get wherever you are. Make sure extraneous people are out of the way, make sure driveways are cleared, make sure cars are out of the way. Another important thing, if you're facing an emergency and either animals or people are in peril, of course, do your best to help them out first. Safety in the moment of the emergency is the most critical. And then from that, calling and contacting those key people who can either help with animal care while you're dealing with a family emergency, contacting your claims representative for your insurance company, because they can take a huge amount of responsibility off of your shoulders while you then deal with some of the personal or immediate things right in front of you.
That's what you think.
That's great. All right.
We're done?
That's what I got assigned.
Cut.
Great.